Good day, fellow Rotarians, to an edition of the District 5710 Winter Quick Takes, a series of informative short videos informing you about Rotary topics. One of the district programs I am most proud of is our Global Grant Scholarship Program, chaired by Stephen Graham of the Manhattan Rotary Club. This was made possible through your generous support of the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund. These scholarships empower graduate students to study abroad in one of the Rotary's 7 areas of focus. Today, we are honored to hear from our District 5710 current Global Scholar, Anna McCartan of Leawood, a 2025 graduate of Notre Dame, who will share her first semester experiences in Cork, Ireland, as well as her time with Irish Rotarians. Following Anna, Stephen Graham will offer brief remarks about the program. It's my pleasure to welcome Anna McCartan, followed by Stephen Graham.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Anna McCartan, this year's District 5710 Global Grant Scholar, and I'm really excited to share a little bit about my semester so far. So I'll share a few photos about the experience and some of my experiences with Rotary as well as the academic program. So I'm originally from Leawood, Kansas, and as Chuck said, I graduated in May with my undergraduate degree in biochemistry and data science. And this year, thanks to Rotary's support, I'm studying at University College Cork, or UCC, in Ireland, and I'm pursuing a master's degree in bioinformatics and computational biology. So this is a field that essentially combines computer science and statistical tools with biological concepts. And so we're able to do things like analyze disease more efficiently, assess clinical trial data to help reduce complications associated with treatment, and scale up vaccine production. Ultimately, through this program, I hope to progress into a leadership role surrounding treatment design. This has been a great stepping stone toward this goal because we pursue 2 semesters of coursework surrounding these kinds of ideas, but there's also a 3-month research project at the end of the program that allows us to answer bioinformatics questions in a real-world setting. And so I've been off to a great start, taking 6 classes or modules, as they're called in Ireland, on concepts like linear regression, statistical modeling, and Python programming. I think my favorite class this semester was data modeling, where we were each assigned a different algorithm to research, and we wrote a report and then presented on this algorithm to our professor. My algorithm was called canny edge detection. So this is a method for kind of taking an image and converting it into its constituent edges so that we can process that image data more efficiently. And this has actually been applied in a lot of medical settings for things like MRI images or X-rays to help diagnose diseases like tuberculosis. And so while every Rotary Global Grant program connects to the area of focus related to basic education and literacy, my program also connects to disease prevention and treatment. And that class and that project was a great opportunity to kind of show that relationship in this first semester. It's really been interesting to attend university in a different country and kind of observe the differences in how academics work there versus in the United States. One big difference that's on my mind right now as I've just wrapped up final exams is how those are weighted. So I was used in the US to having final exams worth about 20 to 30% of my final marks. But at UCC, they're worth 70 to 80% of the final marks. So those last couple of weeks, it's really game time to try to do your best, and that makes a big difference in those final results. But it was great. This is a picture of my program here on the left, and we had students from all over the world. So not only from Cork, but from another number of other countries. And so hearing from them about kind of how their programs worked in undergrad versus this one was a really great learning opportunity. And we were all able to kind of get used to the changes with exams and various other new experiences at UCC. Outside of my academic program, I was also able to experience a lot of fun, cultural, and scenic opportunities. Um, I'm having trouble moving to the next slide. Should I just keep these same images up?
Vernon, what do you think?
Let me unmute first. That arrow in the bottom corner doesn't advance your slides.
I don't
That
think
one right
so.
there.
Oh, it looks like I'm
So
drawing. Sorry. Okay. That's
There
here.
you
I
try and
am
use
talking
your,
about my tech
there you
program.
go.
Okay.
There you go.
Outside
Yep.
of the academic program, I've also had a lot of opportunities to explore Ireland's cultural and scenic beauty. So I was able to join the mountaineering club for a couple of really neat hikes throughout Cork County. Um, we had a few actual sunny days, despite the typical Irish rain. And so this was a really beautiful day to see this lake and mountainous scenery here. And then I also went to a rugby game, which was a lot of fun and helped to kind of fill the void as I missed American football. And then I visited several towns nearby, such as Kinsale and Cove, which have a lot of history and scenic beauty as well. But throughout this whole experience, special. So my home district of Eastern Kansas was a huge help in kind of sending me off. And I was able to meet a lot of Rotarians at the district teams training, as well as some local club meetings before I headed off. And then once I arrived in Cork, my host clubs, the Cork Bishopstown and Cork City clubs, immediately invited me to attend some meetings and experience how their clubs functioned. And so it was neat to see kind of the differences between clubs at home and between the two Cork clubs. Early on, the district governor of Ireland came and was visiting each of the clubs around the country. And he reminded us that every club is a little bit different, but every club is Rotary. And so I was definitely able to observe that firsthand. The Cork City Club has really kind of formal dinner meetings, whereas the Cork Bishopstown Club is a little bit more casual and they tend to stay for an hour after certain meetings to just catch up and socialize. And then my home club of Leawood has a really big emphasis on bringing in guest speakers to speak about their experiences and kind of share other service in the community. And so they all have these same Rotary values of community, of leadership, of service, but they're executed in slightly different ways. And I got to experience all of them throughout this past semester. So here's the DG coming to visit at the Cork Bishopstown Club. And then at the end of September, I was able to visit Ireland's district conference. So this was up north in Portrush, and the British Open had actually just been held up there. So there was a big presence there with the golf course. But this was a really, really neat opportunity early on in the semester to meet other Rotarians, as well as some other scholars studying throughout Ireland. So these are four of the other scholars, and they're all studying in either Dublin or Belfast. So it would have been difficult to kind of get in touch with them otherwise, but we were really able to get to know each other throughout that weekend, and we now have plans to meet up in Belfast next semester. So that was really special. I've already met up with one of them in Dublin when I traveled there for an immigration appointment. Um, so that was a really fun weekend, and we learned a lot. There were several guest speakers that came and spoke about topics from coastline management to peace building and conflict prevention, to an organization called Mercy Ships, which takes retrofitted cruise ships to deliver medical supplies to under-resourced communities. So I found that talk really interesting. And then we were also able to visit the Giant's Causeway and learn about its historic and geologic importance. So here's some pictures from that. And they had a number of performances with traditional Irish music and dancing. And they even had us learn an Irish dance called the Walls of Limerick and perform it at the conference. So there on the left, you can see we are with a really neat project. This is an annual collaboration between both Cork clubs called the Tree of Remembrance. So this project involves this huge tree being put up in the Cork City Center, and people can come by and fill out messages or just write the name of a loved one who they might be missing extra during the holiday season. So they write these names on the yellow ribbons, and these are kind of clipped onto the tree and hoisted up so that by Christmas Day, the tree is completely covered, which raises donations for organizations like Marymount Hospice, the Cork Stroke Center, as well as some cancer research organizations, in addition to just being a reflective opportunity. So on my last day before heading home for the holidays, I was able to help out with this project and hand out ribbons and just kind of see firsthand how big of a project this is. I would say a lot of the people coming by were really familiar with the project and came specifically to support it. But there were also a number of people walking by who had no idea about Rotary or about some of these organizations, but I was able to tell them about the opportunity and kind of bring them in. So it's a really special opportunity that I was excited to help out with. And I'm looking forward next semester to help with some more Rotary projects. The Cork clubs also work on programs such as Kids Day Out, which allows students with additional needs to have a really fun day at the local wildlife park. And the Friendship Evening, which allows senior citizens to come and dance and enjoy a lovely evening. These are also great fundraising projects. So as I look back on this past semester, it really has been a wonderful, wonderful start to the program. And a big aspect of that is the support of Rotary, both at home and abroad. So I'm really, really grateful to District 5710 for all of their support, and I can't wait to head back next semester and learn more and be more involved with Rotary. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Okay, thank you so much, Anna. Before moving on to Stephen, though, I have to ask one question because your experiences were absolutely fantastic, and it brought back some memories when I was overseas. But you're in Cork, and there's a castle there, has a particular stone called the Blarney Stone. Did you kiss the stone? That's
I
the question.
did, I did. So the
Okay,
gift of gab, I unlocked it.
I did it. I kissed it as well. I guess that's why I have a big mouth too. So anyway, thank you so much, Anna. And now to tell us a little more about this fantastic program is our chair, Stephen Graham.
Thank you, Chuck, and thank you, Anna. It's wonderful. Well, want to start out by kind of saying, where does this come from? So really neat way of funding Rotary. And after 3 years, though, the money is divided, with 50% going to the Rotary World Fund for grants, and the other 50% coming to our district for global and district grants. Some global grant funds can be used as global grant scholarship funds for students from our district to study abroad. And we've just heard from Anna McCartan from Leawood, who's studying in Cork, Ireland. We had another student this past couple of years, Maddie Vandell, studying in Berlin, Germany, and she did a great job. And I'll tell you a little bit about what she and some other global grant scholars from the past are doing nowadays. But for students wanting to apply for Rotary Global Grant scholarships, or for Rotarians wanting to know more about them, especially scholarships from our district, 5710 in Northeast Kansas, you should go to rotary5710.org. Then under the word foundation at the top, click on Global Grant Scholarships. All the instructions for how to apply are there. We will be seeking new scholarship applicants during the fall of 2026, and we will interview pre-approved applicants in February 2027. So what does that really mean? Well, let's say you're a student, so you log in there, you read the instructions, and you see that you can go to rotary.org and download an application. Do not fill it out online with Rotary yet. You'll do that later. Download it in your computer in Word and fill it out. Then find a local Rotary Club in our district, 5710, and we can help you find one and connect with them. They can then look at your application, kind of say, whoa, maybe it'd be better if you said this way, or critique it a little bit. Then they can do a club interview with you. And once then you're approved by them, they're saying, hey, you'd be a fantastic scholar to study abroad. They'll send your name and information to me and the district scholarship committee. And we'll review that in January. And then in February, we'll call an interview time in February of 2027. So seems like a long way off, but it'll be here soon, I'm sure. So we will interview however many scholarship applicants we have, and we'll choose a successful scholarship winner. And that person will go study abroad in the 2027 to 2028 academic year. So we have no idea where they'll go. It could be, we've had people go to South America, we've had Africa, we've had Europe, all over the place. So it's always exciting to see what's going to happen with our students. Our past Rotary Global Grant Scholars are doing great things in the world. Maybe I should preface this. Before the Global Grant Scholarships, we had Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarships. That was the original first scholarships that Rotary did. Actually, it was the first thing that the Rotary Foundation ever did, was to fund Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarships. So those went for many, many years. Then they were turned into Global Grant Scholarships, and the clubs in the district itself have a little bit more hand in how this happens nowadays. So that's exciting. So since we started the Global Grant Scholarships, we've had a number of scholars. Dr. Christian Cruz was our first Global Grant Scholar, and he's an associate professor at Purdue University. His team of scientists and collaborators have engaged in overcoming a variety of challenges and demands of crop biosecurity. Dr. Cruz is a plant pathologist. He studies diseases of plants. So what a fantastic person. Mariah Smith, after him, studied in Panama. She married a Panamanian, has a family there, and teaches there. So what a neat young lady. Chelsea Mertz is a foreign service officer with the U.S. Embassy in Algiers. All these, of course, were here from our district to start with. Jessica Munoz and Genevieve Akins are both mental health therapists. Jessica is now in Idaho, and Genevieve is in Topeka, Kansas. Gloria Funchen is the deputy head with the Office of Strategic Co-Coordination with the Organization for Security and Cooperation, it's a big, long name, in Europe. This is the world's largest regional security organization, so just amazing. She's been all over Eastern Europe and Asia in her career. Caitlin Webb is an operations manager at Orchard Homes, one of those big, huge home builder outfits in Austin, Texas. Maddie Vandell, our most recent Global Grant Scholar, is working with an organization in the Kansas City area that hosts international students in the U.S. They're bringing them here for a while, to moving them around, letting them experience the United States. So this is a perfect fit for Maddie's new global studies degree. So these global scholars are doing great things. Some stay right here in our district, others are in the U.S., and a few end up abroad doing great, great things in the world. And it's really, really exciting. And all are, being representatives of Rotary and helped by Rotary. So we highly encourage our fellow Rotarians to donate to the Rotary Foundation annual fund, or the share fund as it's sometimes called, so we can do more great Rotary Global Grant Scholarships. So we appreciate all your support, and if you have questions, please contact Chuck or me, and we'll be glad to help you all out. And best wishes for the holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much for sharing what our graduates are doing. And I've learned something. I mean, we have quite a history. And Anna, I am so delighted that you have joined this group of amazing people. So thank you, Anna, for reminding us, too, that when we invest in education, we invest in peace, understanding, and lasting change. Your experience, as well as the others, is a powerful example of how Rotary reach extends far beyond borders, and how our collective generosity through the Rotary Foundation transforms lives. Stephen, thank you for your leadership in guiding this program so well. To our Rotarians, this is the impact of your giving. Because of you, leaders are learning, cultures are connecting, and Rotary's mission is alive and thriving. Together, we are truly uniting for good, both here at home and around the world. Thank you for listening to us and hope you enjoyed this program.